Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Matty J Plays some more PGA Tour 2K23. It's time to make our return to the TGC Tours walkthroughs, guys. I'm hoping you'll be missing them this season. So we're back giving you a preview of TGC Tours Challenge Circuit. This week it's the Wayne Enterprises Invitational at the Seneca Golf Club. So let's check out what your settings will be in round one if you are qualifying or in the Challenge Circuit this week. So this is a Dr. Jones 306 course. Seneca Golf Club. There's 4 pins, 4 tees, red, green, white and black, 6.5, 6,834, 7,392, and 7,727 yards. The default conditions are firm, medium, clear, and dusk. But let's have a look what the round one settings are in TGC Tours. So you're playing from the white tees, so not quite the full 7,700. I think it was 7,200 yards. And you are playing with medium wind speed from the southeast, then the firm, so everything was as, and medium green, so everything was as the designer intended. So it's firm, medium winds, southeast. So let's get out there, let's have a look at this course that you guys will be embarking on this week in a challenge circuit. As I always say in the TGC Tours Challenge Circuit, I think if you can average 4 under a 9, certainly in probably A to E, you're going to be doing really well. Obviously 4 under in the lower divisions, every 9 will be great golf, but in those certainly you'll make the cut if you're averaging around 4 to 5 under a 9. Probably TGC CCA, probably need 5 or 6 under a 9 to be challenging. But let's get out. So the opening is a 447 yard par 4, narrowed fairway, just where the driver's going to land, but we're going to try and make that, see if we can hold the fairway down there.
Okay, you're in.
It's a nice first strike.
Let's have a good round and keep.
We are playing this week on the Xbox, because I'm going to play my TGC Tours, I think, on the Xbox for a bit.
This is about 125 yards away.
I've been getting sort of used to it, but it's gone a bit loosey-goosey over the last few weeks, my Xbox play, so we'll see. I was back on the PlayStation over the weekend and was thoroughly enjoying my time, actually, so we'll see how I feel. 127 yards in, up 4 feet. Usually, guys, calculations on the 4 foot up is you kind of divide it by 3, so that's an extra yard, so 128 yards, 10 mile per hour wind. Anything up to kind of 1 to 8 mile per hour, you can add a yard per the wind. 10 miles, I just tend to add 10 yards, but it'd probably be around about 11. So if you want, you can probably call this around 140. I got a 137 club in my hand. I'm on an upslope, so I'm going to just add some D-loft to it and some spin. I tend to push my shots right, hence I'm aiming this far right. Sorry, I mean left. But actually I slowed that, so it'll stay out to the right-hand side.
Come on, be the right club.
But that was a perfect distance, as you can see, guys. 128 yards. Calculations worked out perfectly there. Just to show you I wasn't throwing you on a dummy. And we have a little left to right breaker. The green speeds for your first round will be 134. This isn't going to move massively, but it will take some of this break because they are slower green speeds. So we'll just play the left edge. And it curls in nicely. And that's an opening birdie on a relatively short opening par 4.
And you're currently sitting
so
at 1 under for the
I think you'll be averaging with the field there if you birdie that.
Here on a short par
Let's check out the second. Second is a 343 yard par 4. Now in better winds you could get there with a tailwind, but you're not getting there in these winds, so you have options. You can try and play and land here and give yourself a pitch in, or take probably what I'm going to do, take a 3-wood just to the wider bit of fairway, play down here. Perfect strike. Should leave me in this little gully and hopefully have some flat footing.
And this one's about
wedge in hand.
Yards out.
This is how I prefer to play. We're just between clubs, so 14 foot up. So again, divide that by 3, that's 5 yards. It's 105 yards. Slight headwind, not really much of one, probably more of a crosswind. So again, for crosswinds, guys, if you just count the boxes, so each mile per hour is one box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's technically where you should be. Your wedges, because you're coming in from a shorter distance, don't take as much distance off, so you can come in a little bit, a few boxes in. Do I hit the 99 or do I hit the 113 with some spin? I'm going to hit the 113 with some loft, put it up into this wind. So we'll catch a bit more of the wind. Let the wind bring me round. Perfect calculation, just didn't quite have the distance there. It was a nice shot, as you can see.
Okay, third shot.
Hopefully these little hints and tips help you with your approach play, guys. I am hoping to do. an approach play video. I probably should have just putted that. Don't know why I'm chipping
Nice
from
tempo
4
on
yards.
that chip, just nice
But
and
that is
easy.
definitely a
Well
birdable
done.
hole. So I feel like I've
All
dropped
right,
the shot
staying
there.
at
1
one
under through
under
2.
after that one. This hole's
But
got
we
a bit
move
of
on.
wind to contend
So hopefully
with.
these little hints and tips help, guys. Obviously, certainly in the lower division if you're qualifying. Let me know anything else you want to know around why I do what I do and how I approach my shots. So 159. I think the 149 is too short and it's going to land on this hill, and this is going to be way too long. I'm going to hit the 149. I'm going to try and overpower it with a touch of D-loft. Play to this right-hand side. I feel the right-hand side's the safer side. Again, don't think I played enough wind. So the wind has taken me fully left, but with the D-loft, it should just kick up and hopefully hold. Nope. Hasn't
you
held,
called it.
and that's disappointing to see it run down that
That'll
hill
do for
to the
the
left-hand
approach.
side. Didn't quite read
All
the
right,
wind correctly
staring
there.
down a birdie putt here.
So 27 feet, 1 foot up. I tend to smash my Xbox putts, so let's see if we can make one from distance. Left to right break. It's got to take a bit more of that break.
No, that's going
Just
right
stop
through the hole.
turning. Died at the
All
death.
right, let's give
We're
this
1
one a
under through
tap here
3.
and move to the
And I feel you
next.
need to probably be 2 under for
After
those. That's a
that one, you'll
tough
stay
par
right
3.
there at 1 under par. And teeing this one up
So
on the 4th.
short par 4. There is a fairway to play for, but again, I'm going to come back to 3 wood again here. Don't think you need to be playing for these narrow fairways, guys, unless you're confident in your swing. I like to leave myself a full wedge in. I'm not a fan of the pitches.
We've got about
So
165 yards to go
in
here.
fact, we got an 8 iron in. This is a tricky little pin here, though. This is going to be a difficult shot in. Just slightly fastered it, but that's okay. The 100% power is going to be the problem. It's going to kick me long. It holds just.
Long, but guess what? You're on the green.
Doesn't catch that runoff to the left of me there.
To the cup.
So it's moving immediately up my feet, but because I blast them, I tend to take out a lot of the break. But I still think it's going to take a bit because there's a good few squares moving right to left. So we'll aim here. It does take a lot. Whoa, it took way more. There was more squares moving right to left there than it showed me. And if you look back, you can see they're all moving now right to left, which they weren't on my screen. And that's why it broke so much. So a bit of a ghost break there. And we're still only 1 under through the opening 4, so not a dynamic start in a challenge circuit. Don't worry about those boys at the top of the leaderboard there. Most of them are platinum boys. There'll be a few TGC players scattered amongst them, but most of that is plat. So this is where you can make probably your first real move of the day. It's a short par 5, 575 yards. I'm going to loft up my driver. So if you loft up a driver, it adds yardage. As opposed to taking it off if you loft up your wedges or your irons all the way up to probably your 5 iron and the 4 and 3. Same principles apply.
15 yards out.
So lofting up them, obviously added yardage, gives me 212 in. Think I can hit the 212. Hope this doesn't go too long. Little slow. It's going to keep me on this right hand side, but will give me an eagle putt. It's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be downhill and braking. A foot downhill.
Next putt for eagle.
With a foot downhill, guys, I tend to bring him in probably by about 20 feet. So 19 feet if you have the markers on. I don't have the markers on, but if a lot of you can play with the markers on in CC. So bring it into around 19 feet, and it shouldn't be over hitting your putts then. Nice little delicate one. Cozy it up there close to the hole. And we drop for a birdie. 2 under through 5. It's a slow start, but it's a steady start. And as I said, I think 4 to 6 under a 9. 4 under a 9, you'll make the cut. 6 under a 9, you'll be competing at the top. So 185 up 8 feet, which is 188 in a 8 mile per hour wind. 196. I got a 191 or 212, so there's a gap there. So I'm going to try and de-loft the 191 into this wind. That slow is going to take me right and short. Way short. I was already short anyway.
All right, here's a 22-footer.
So 22-foot putt. You should be at least making 1 or 2 20-foot putts around to be challenging, I would say. And this should cake the break left here at the hole. It's a beautiful putt.
One drops, and that's your second birdie in a row.
On a tricky little par 3 there. As I said, didn't quite hit the club, had to de-loft it, but then hit it slow, and that was never getting me anywhere. Okay, we're back. Sorry, guys. The game just completely crashed on me. Also noticed I was recording without my key light that I have in front of me to give you a better picture. So that is now back on. So hopefully my face doesn't change color all the time. And we are on the 7th. We're 3 under. We just made a 20 foot, I think, on a par 3. So this is 433 yards, 39 feet down. Again, we're not going to make it, but this time I'm going to leave myself a pitch. We should clear that bunker comfortably. So I'm going to go down here, leave myself a pitch in. Swing can be a bit loosey-goosey on that one. It's a massive wide open fairway.
Well done.
This should leave me
Second shot here on the 7th.
a nice 78-yard pitch. I'm going to do nothing to this. I'm just going to hit it straight up. And this should run up to the hole. 97% is going to kill it, though. That's disappointing. 100%, and that was all over that pin.
Okay.
Sadly, we caught it
Foot
a little bit less than we wanted to. So I was experimenting, guys, with the powerhouse archetype.
Well, it's heading towards
Just to
the
talk about my archetype I play on. Didn't like it. I know in TGC Tours sometimes it's better to have longer clubs, but I've managed to manipulate my clubs enough on the rhythm archetype, so I prioritize swing plane and timing over anything else, but I put power on my driver, etc. So you can see my driver goes 303. I think it goes 307 into a headwind as well, so you can still get good distance on rhythm. So we're going to try and clear this. I know it's up 20 feet. We're going to play over it. The wind should take us over it, he says. It's looking like it's going to kick right into it, but it should just carry us. And it does. So there we go, guys. You can take, if you've got a 300-yard driver, you can cover that. If you've not got quite as long, you can obviously loft it up, as I said. Leaving a 78 in, I'm going to play the 88 here. There's a backstop there if I need it. I don't think I will. I'm going to play at it. Fast and a push. I am going to need the backstop, but it should run up and come back round towards the pin. Just stuck up there.
Man, could have a birdie here.
And that was a little misread from me. I thought with the 20 feet uphill, the 88 would be fine, but it seemed to take quite more of the wind than I was expecting. And this is a tricky putt. This is going to just break hard as this ball slows down, so it will take a lot at the break.
Looking really good.
And there's the hard break. And I didn't quite read it.
All right, tap.
It was a good effort. But we're 4 under through 8. And we're averaging a birdie every other hole, which isn't bad golf. We'll be killing. One of the best players in the game, certainly the best Xbox player in the game. It's smashing it. He is a platinum player, though, guys. Par 5, options off the tee. If you don't think you'll carry this and you've got a short, so you can see my driver now into the headwind goes 307. I think I might play down this right-hand side. Might give me a better angle in, but it's going to be a longer shot in. We're going to play down here. A bit of a longer shot in.
And here's our second shot.
268. I don't think we make it in this wind. I'm going to loft it and spin it and see how far up we can get. The other option here, though, guys, obviously, is driver off the deck. If you do full loft and full spin, should I try? Let's try driver off the deck. No, that's just bad. It's not a sensible shot. Let's play a shot I'd play if I was actually playing this course. So I would just play the 3-wood. Driver off the deck isn't sensible for anyone concerned. This lofted up, it's not going to make the green. It's going to leave you a 20-foot chip.
And this is our third shot.
But I don't mind them. I can hit this full. So I don't mind full chips. And I'll just run up to the hole. And that is a sensible way to play that par 5. It guarantees the birdie. It doesn't give you an eagle opportunity. You can try and smash the driver off the deck there. I don't blame you certainly if you've leaked some shots early on. But that was a sensible way to get the 5 under through the opening 9. And we have another par 5. And will this one offer us an eagle attempt? I don't think so. But we can cover this. So even with my push and my fast there, it's going to kick out of here. So I'm not stressing about landing on that side. Sorry, I just had a coughing fit. I had to edit out. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to try to drive off the deck. May seem mad.
Why are you doing this, huh?
I'm going to try it.
Driver off the turf.
And it's because it's always going to cover that and probably just leave a chip in. But that's going to leave me an awkward shot from there. Not the cleanest driver off the deck on this par 5. I had to give one of them a go. I think what we'll do here is play the flop in. If it catches the back slope, great. If it doesn't, we should still be fine. Wow, that has come out, but it should catch its back slope and come back towards the pin. That came out on a flyer. And it's a difficult shot now. So again, I opted really the more adventurous play there. Didn't work out. Let's see. I went for the conservative play on the last one and made a birdie. Adventurous play on this one. And make the birdie. So there we go. Two different ways to play the par fives, guys. You can try the driver off the deck method, or you can try the wood. Both of them resulted in me making a birdie and keeping the scorecard ticking over. And we're 6 under through 10. And if you watch my channel, you know I love to have the classic 7-11 split. So can we be 7 under through 11? Little tricky bunker there. 514 yard par 4 after the 2 par 5s. So the wind should bring me back. A little bit of a horrible swing line, but I caught it perfect. I have recalibrated to be able to get perfects again on the Xbox. I lost that for a bit. So 187, 10 foot up means it's playing 190 as per the divide by 3 rule. 11 mile per hour winds means it's playing 200. I've only got a 212 or 191. I'm going to play the 212 and loft it into the wind. Play the right hand side. My push will take me left. The wind hasn't caught me at all, so we're going to have a horrible putt.
Okay, you're on the green.
I did think the wind, when I lofted it up into the wind, would catch me way more than that. So 47 foot down. There's no stopping this, guys. If you look past the hole, it's just all downhill. So I either make this putt or I'm potentially off the green. There is no stopping this putt. Luckily, it's just a small break at the hole. So I'm going to give it a bit more welly than I would normally. And let's tap it down this hill. It's already turned too much. So that's going to overturn. No, it's not too bad, actually. It's straightened back up. And we have managed to stop it bang on the hole. And there, on that one, guys, if you do overshoot the hole, you do have to pull it back quite far. And we're 6 under through 11. Ticking along nicely. This Stando Cruz just made it onto the leaderboard. Trying to find his home in the world. He was in the lower CCs for some reason, and they've now moved into Kinetic, and I think he's now in Elite, and he will be in Platinum shortly. He's a top quality player, and I am playing him in a match play match this week in a society I'm in. So watch out for that. That'll probably be live on the channel. Get my ass handed to me by a fellow Xbox player who's just suddenly playing amazing. Fair play to him. So, can we kick down to this green? Let's try it. 387 yards, 30 foot down. I mean, we're going to be miles back, but if I can land just past, I can't get up there far enough. If I can land just past here, it should kick down and left. So we are going to try this. Forgot. I was meant to bail out of that swing there, guys. Hence, I tried to stop swinging and just pushed it right. I was meant to add loft and spin on it. You can kick down into this green. So you 100% can kick down into the green. You just need to catch it properly. I need to hit this slow. That's a good shot.
Here's a look for birdie.
Again, guys, another tip for you there. Sometimes the game makes you chip or pitch out of that rough. You saw I changed to a flop there. Because you can get the flops with full spin to just stop out of roughs. So if you've got a 30, 34 foot yard, whatever, just flop them. Bring the flop in. If you're good at partialing stuff, certainly use the flop all the time rather than a chip or a pitch. Because they do actually help out massively. Now I'm going to de-loft this into the 169. It's playing 170. Actually, I'm going to loft up. I'm going to loft up the 181 instead because we are into that headwind. Again, just caught it slow. So it's going to stay way short. That's a terrible shot. I'm just catching a few shots slow right now. We're going to try a chip here. So I don't mind chipping uphill. Uphill chips tend to stop. Downhill chips just run for days. But we're 7 under through 13. So not motoring, but we're consistent. As I said, 8 under every round. You should make cuts. 10 to 12 under, you should be challenging near the top of the CC divisions. Certainly from probably CCC down. So, short par 4, 461 yards. I'm going to play the driver to this plateau. He says it does go a little bit more left than I was expecting there in that wind, but it just runs down and should leave us nothing but a wedge in.
Setting up around.
We're on a down slope, so I'm going to play this direct, try and clear this hill. This is an awkward shot though. caught it perfect, but it's just gone so far left.
Yeah, that'll work.
And just awkward
Nice
footing
approach.
from there, really.
All right, here's a
Leaving us 22
footer.
foot in, 4 inches up. See if we can make another 20 footer. As I said, you need at least 2 of these around, because you are not going to be peppering the pins the whole time. And we just squeak by. And our putter is just a little cold today, sadly. I think we made only one 20-foot putt, and we're 7 under through 14, so we're still averaging a birdie every other hole. Wobie's there, Bubs and Stando. I love Jesus, all plat players, all quality players.
Blowing left to right on this one.
So 343. Again, choices here. You can play down to here. It's not that difficult a fairway to hit. Leave yourself an awkward pitch or play back. I think I'm going to play back here.
He's laying up.
Hopefully leave a wedge in. A wedge or a full pitch. I don't want to be messing around with partials.
And
it's going to be a full pitch, which I don't mind that.
15th.
Full spin on it. Absolutely pushed that left, mind. So
this could be good.
Thankfully, it caught the 10-mile-per-hour wind.
All right,
and we got a short little 7-foot downhill to keep the average of a birdie every other hole going.
This putt's good so far.
Which we duly oblige. The putt has been fine from within 10 feet. And it's steady, guys. It's not dramatic, but it's steady. It's sensible golf. It's picking your spots. I've used 3-wood, 3 times now off the tee. Sometimes it's not a bad option. I do love a layup, though. If you watch me regularly, you'll see I do layup more often than not. So I think if you play into this plateau, you got a shorter shot in and probably a nicer shot in. So we're going to go for it. See if we can hit this little plateau in here.
I think we're going to be in
it shortens this par 5.
And this one's around 235-ish.
We just don't quite have the club. This is where we have the problem with our club set. So I'm going to play for this bit of green here, guys, and try and leave myself an eagle putt. So that is the plan. Oh, I've proper fasted that. So we're not making that bit of green. And sadly, we're just going to catch this this false front here and run all the way down and off. And that's annoying. I didn't want such a big fast there. And this is awkward now. So we're going to do the flop technique I told you about earlier. We're not going to loft it up too much. But it should be just enough into this wind. Probably need to take a bit more off than that.
9 under par.
Just didn't want to risk not making it up the hill. And sadly, it's a difficult 18-footer for birdie on what is a reachable par 5 for most. I just don't have the clubs in my bag on rhythm. If I had my old powerhouse archetype, I'd have had probably 4 different clubs at that one. The other option would have been trying to de-loft the 3-wood. I don't fancy that. And we're 8 under through 16, so let's see if we can get to 10 under. I think 10 under is a decent round. It's a tricky little course, some tricky pins, some harsh runoffs in places. But this is a difficult par 3. So we're going to hit the 191 in. Play to the left-hand side. It all runs left to right. So we will play the slope. Now, this should all run at the pin. Hoping it's got the legs, though. It's going to have to go. And it should run at it. Should run at it. That's a decent shot.
That's going to work.
Couldn't take any more club than that.
On the approach.
And it gives us just 12 foot in. So again, another little tip there, guys. Look which way the green's running. If you land it into an upslope or a downslope, it will impact how the ball plays. He says this game's not great with this, and that is just not taking any of the break. All that break was there, moving pretty fast, and that's just probably a bad misread from me. But I felt like I should have broke more than that, and that's unfortunate on a difficult par 3 to come away with par when you're that close. So 500-yard par 5, par 4. So again, another long par 4. This is the second or third 500-yard par 4. So it is a tricky little course.
And this is about 100.
We're only going to end around 9 under. Well, 8 under as it currently stands. Hopefully 9 under. 159 should be good into this. That's a perfect shot. I've played that exactly how I wanted to. It should kick off this little nubbin and then hopefully stop. Which it does. And that's a decent shot. I couldn't have played it much better than that. And it should be a straightforward putt. Nothing is moving. So this just has to be hit straight. We duly oblige, and there we go. We get to 9 under. Didn't quite make the 10 under. That was that par on a par 5. Sacrilege to par the par 5s. But there we go, guys. That's the challenge circuit this week. Get out there. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on. Let me know if you're enjoying my content. If you are, please do leave a like. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. It's free. It costs you nothing. And I will be doing these challenge circuit previews every Monday from 5 o'clock. You will be able to see them on the channel. Peace out. Love you all. Take it easy.